This is gameplay, this as well as this and this. What? Apparently it wasn't enough to put captured on PS5 at the end of trailer 2 because Rockstar Games had to reiterate trailer 2 has basically half gameplay and half cutscenes, which is crazy. So this is why I had to make a separate video going through the trailer again, counting what's gameplay and cutscenes, and with the gameplay, the mechanics that come from that and what we can do as a playable character. The reason that this all looks so cinematic is because this is the newest version of the Rockstar editor, which is returning from Grand Theft Auto 4 and 5. And this also means that you could make an exact replica of trailer 2 and trailer 1 once Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out. So let's get into the breakdown. And yes, I do think that this opening shot is actually gameplay, where the Rockstar editor is just placing the camera high above the Leonida Keys so we can see this beautiful town. I think everything that's happening here is just random NPCs doing random stuff, just going about their day. Now this one is a difficult one because it might even be gameplay and not a cutscene, because there are missions that are little mini game type missions where basically in this scenario Jason would go in the house and you would play as Jason and just find a tool bag. Then you would go outside the house, you would place the stairs right there, the wooden stairs, go up that wooden stairs onto the roof, and you would kind of fix these leaks yourself as Jason. That could be gameplay, but right now I'm going to classify this as a cutscene. Now Brian here approaching Jason is obviously a mission cutscene. Again, unless there are real-time dialogue options that you can do and you're kind of looking over Jason's shoulder, but I'm gonna consider this a cutscene. Jason walking down the stairs, obviously a cutscene. Brian here talking is also a cutscene, I think, but this is the curious thing because as you can see, you have that raccoon in the background, and I know that that is a live event that can happen anywhere, which happens in real time in gameplay. So is this actually gameplay like I said before? Let me know in the comments. This shot and also this shot is also cutscene, and then here you have a cutscene going into gameplay, and it's almost unfathomable, literally unbelievable that it looks this good. Jason driving down with the girl screaming at him is gameplay, I think. And also this whole little sequence of Jason slapping this guy taking the money out of the register is probably gameplay. This is definitely gameplay because it's a first person shot, and something that I didn't tell you in my 1 hour analysis is that if you look at the thumb of Jason, you can actually see that he's kind of tapping to the music, which is a nice little detail, and I absolutely love that. But just look, if this is actual gameplay, man, how much were they able to get out of that PS5? It's insane. Now this is my favorite. Okay, I'm gonna call this gameplay, and this would confirm the mechanic of gaining weight, gaining muscle, going to the gym, making sure your body is fit, and if you don't do it and you go and eat a lot, then Jason would get fat. That's my little theory right here. It's gonna be absolutely wild. Oh my god. Now this is actually one of the most interesting shots because I think this is gameplay, and if it is, then what else can you purchase in terms of items in this store? Maybe it's a one-time mission thing where you just have a scripted event that Jason purchases something, but if you can actually go and purchase anything in a store like this, just like you can purchase clothing stores where in GTA 5 you just walk up to a certain piece of clothing and you could look at it and purchase it, then how much can you buy? Can you buy every vegetable and every little item that's in this store? And if you cannot only rob a store but also purchase anything that's in there from that, how many stores with how many items will there be? So maybe that mechanic is a little bit unrealistic that you can buy everything from the store, but I do still think that this is gameplay. Here's another first person shot, kind of first person, you're next to Jason, which might actually be a cinematic camera instead of the Rockstar editor, where you don't have to record anything, you just push one button and it gives you all sorts of camera angles to choose from, this being one of them, showing how detailed all the NPC interactions are gonna be between the NPCs and the police, how realistic they look, the way they go about things. So yeah, gameplay. I think this prison shot is actually made in the Rockstar editor, so I'm gonna consider this, it's kind of half gameplay but half cutscene. Because if you make a cutscene in a Rockstar editor, it's technically gameplay, right? It's not a pre-animated thing, so I'm gonna consider this gameplay as well. Jason talking to the prison guard is obviously a cutscene, although with this over-the-shoulder kind of look, it really does look like gameplay, but Rockstar is famous, especially with GTA 5, for this handheld kind of run-and-gun camera type cinematography. And this whole little sequence of Lucia walking out of prison, Jason and Lucia saying hey for the first time, definitely a cutscene as well. So that's 3 cutscenes right there. Smooching is a cutscene. I don't think it's gonna be a hot coffee game mechanic. Now this is interesting. I actually think that this is gameplay with Lucia holding that MP5 robbing the bank. I think this is gameplay, which just shows how smooth all the animations are. And I also think this is gameplay, where the camera angle has just changed inside the Rockstar editor. We do know that while aiming, you can change where the camera is in terms of the shoulder side. So you can go to the left shoulder and you can click and go to the right shoulder. So that's a little mechanic right there. Jason here grabbing that guy, also gameplay in my opinion, which goes to show that I think that there's an interaction menu where you can just choose to do that, along with different other actions that you can take. Smooching, cutscene. These following 4 shots of Jason and Lucia at the bar and chilling out, that's all cutscenes. Now these 2 shots I think is actually gameplay, where they use the Rockstar editor to just make it a little bit more cinematic with the camera angle. Lucia doing community service, I think is gonna be a gameplay mechanic, just showing how boring it is. Kind of like Franklin in GTA 5 having to do that truck mission where you repo these cars. Just a humble beginnings, boring mission that they put in there on purpose so that the rest of the game is gonna be way more exciting. Lucia in the house that Jason has been working on is obviously a cutscene. These 3 shots I think are also a cutscene. I think this golden dress booty shot is actually gameplay, and then the other shot where Lucia is doing a little 360, that's a cutscene, so you walk into the cutscene. Jason talking to Lucia in the car is a cutscene. Holding hands, we don't know if this is a cutscene or gameplay. I'm gonna go ahead and say that it's a cutscene just because it's such a kind of cinematic, iconic shot. And here it starts to get difficult. I think this is gonna be a gameplay part where you play as Jason and Lucia is just very excited, because I don't see that if you play as Lucia you're gonna be making these exciting body motions. This might be gameplay as well, where it's a little bit of a dancing mini game, because it's Vice City, there's plenty of clubs, there must be a dancing mini game. It's been in GTA 4, so it might be a returning feature. And now you can actually dance together, which is crazy, reiterating that there might be a co-op mode, which I'll make a separate video about by the end of tomorrow. These gangsters standing up, probably a cutscene where Dre has just toured Jason and Lucia inside the Jack of Hearts strip club to the back rooms and discuss new business opportunities, and all these characters don't really start off on the right foot. Same with this one, also a cutscene, which one of my favorite shots, looks absolutely amazing with the lighting and the way these faces look. They look really mad. Really intimidating. So yeah, this is another one where I think it might be gameplay, man, might be gameplay. So I'm gonna count this one and this one as gameplay, which would mean that you can actually like free run, you can actually climb things, climb buildings, which, oh man, that would open up a whole Pandora's box if you could do that in terms of gameplay. How many advanced, like, it's gonna be a million like infinite things that you can do. Every person will have a completely different gameplay experience with this game if that were to be true, along with every other kind of game mechanic that we've gathered from this video. Then here it is a cutscene, and this is also getting difficult. Are we getting a third protagonist? Because who are these people and where does this come from, this whole scene? So a person watching my last video called Juan said, I think one of the key things to note that I haven't heard anyone else mention is that cutscenes in GTA games pretty much always involve a playable character. So in this case it must be Jason or Lucia. They start when your character enters a mission area. So the question is, which playable character is present in a room during the cop cutscene when the unidentified cop antagonist is speaking? Because unless someone is present there, then how are we seeing this? I assume that either Jason or Lucia must be in the room, unless there's other playable characters that Rockstar is hiding from us. And that is kind of the thing that I was thinking as well. Who are we following here? And why is this scene playing in the first place? So I'm gonna be bold here and say this is gameplay, and this might also be gameplay, just a guy walking around. And him saying, us cops, we gotta protect each other, that's gonna be a cutscene. Now here with Jason out of the car, that's definitely gameplay right there. Bay Lux, one half of the real Dimes, saying bra bra bra. Definitely a cutscene, my favorite part of the trailer. Lucia and Jason dancing, I think it's gameplay. Jason throwing the guy at the car, gameplay, and Lucia fighting is also gonna be gameplay, which I'm really excited for, to go and cage fight. Jason saying we got this, and then Lucia also saying we got this. Those two are cutscene shots. Big ol' explosion. I cannot believe this is gameplay. I'm classifying this as gameplay, saying fun has no borders at the left right there, which is very true. And man, it's just so amazing that the big truck on the left is way heavier because it's armored, thus it doesn't fly like the other regular police cars. Insane detail. And you already know if we're getting a 6-star wanted level, you're gonna want to get into one of these armored trucks, because now they're actually not only bulletproof but also explosion proof. And just look at the damage of these cars. We need to break down this shot alone in one whole video, man. It's really exciting. This reaction shot of Dre and Jason, I'm gonna classify as a cutscene, just because it's probably a reaction to something they see within the story that spawns a mission. Maybe Lucia shared something, or somebody shared something with them via the What Up WhatsApp app, and they have to go and save somebody or whatever. However, this could equally be a gameplay part. This is, I think, also gameplay, where it's one of those half-halves, where it's a pre-animated part of the gameplay, but it's still gameplay. Because I think it's gonna be like a quick time event type thing. GTA has never really had that, but it might be introduced in this one. The one at the bottom right there is actually Lucia, as we know from our breakdown from yesterday. And I have the feeling that that other girl is gonna be thrown off the plane, and that's gonna be the end of her little story arc right there. Also, I would love to throw people in plane engines like Syndrome in The Incredibles. This Fast and Furious 5 vault shot, definitely gameplay. Yeah, I'm really excited. Another smooching session, cutscene. This is also gonna be a cutscene, I think, where they're taking a selfie. Maybe it's gameplay, could equally be, but I'm gonna classify it as a cutscene. These car shots, I think, is just gameplay, man. As well as these people dancing on the roofs, also gameplay, I think. Inside this club, I also think it's gameplay. And I think here it is a cutscene where Jason is just chilling out and Lucia is coming inside. These two shots are gameplay, I think, with the chopper. Really fun to go and see how it will fly and how it's improved from the previous games. Jason and Lucia jet skiing right there, also gameplay. We know that jet skis are a thing in Grand Theft Auto 5, so yeah, it's returning in GTA 6. Jason on a motorcycle with Cal's plane flying by, I think it's gameplay. These two shots of, it might be Jason, might be Lucia getting into this truck here to steal this car is probably gameplay as well, so two gameplay shots. Jason Lucia smooching, cutscene. Shooting off of a boat, it's probably gameplay, just a wanted level, free roam thing. Jason on the motorcycle, probably gameplay, as well as him jumping on the back of Lucia's car, also gameplay. Cal doing his funny little line, probably a cutscene. And then here we have gameplay again, because it's just them driving towards Vice City. Now that we've done every single shot, we can make an assessment of how much percent was gameplay and cutscene. We have 42 gameplay shots according to my analysis and 36 cutscene shots. So that means that gameplay is 53, almost 54% of the GTA 6 second trailer, proving that Rockstar was actually saying the truth when reiterating in the tweet that the trailer is half gameplay. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.